Hello to everyone, I'm Luca Bertolani, I'm the co-founder of Aesthetes. As Aesthetes, we aim to merge three different worlds: the physical fine art, the digital world, and the blockchain technology. Why? As probably most of you know, the fine art is moving toward the digital art. Every day, millions of dollars have been sold on several NFT marketplaces. That's huge because the digitalization is one of the main trends, and we want to follow it. But in our view, it creates a huge problem. The price of digital assets are currently extremely volatile. Do you remember, some of you, the NFT of the tweet of Jack Dorsey? It was sold, that's the NFT of the first tweet of him. It was sold for a few millions of dollars. Then, after some months, it was resold for a few bucks. We want to avoid it. We want to avoid that the price of NFTs follows, like cryptocurrencies, period of hypes and period of depression. We want to try to stabilize the price of that digital artworks. How? Creating and introducing very soon the first phygital NFTs, where the holder owns at the same time the 100% of a licensed digital artwork and the fractional ownership of the digital one. So we want to put behind the digital artwork something physical, something tangible. As Aesthetes, we aim also to break down the entry barriers that still characterize the fine art industry. The fine art industry is an amazing world. By the way, it still has huge entry barriers for collectors, but also for artists, because every one of us think about collectors. That's true. But also artists have lots of difficulties to become international, like the music industry. So, our solution is a phygital marketplace where users could join the fine art industry with a small budget, in an easy way, buying also something that is backed, as I told before, by something tangible. For the artist side, we want to become, as we will soon, a launchpad for art galleries and artists. We want to let to regional artists to become international. We want to give them a chance in order to let them to enhance their brand. Currently, unfortunately, artists are really tied with art manager and art galleries. So if the art manager is able, has the will, has the network to boost the artist, probably he will become from a national artist to an international one, like the music. By the way, if he or she has not the will, the network to boost him or her, probably he will remain regional. Through an online marketplace, we want to give them a global visibility. We do not want to compete with the current auction houses and with the classic NFT marketplace. We want to work on our own market niche. How? Thanks to our competitive advantages. The first one, as I mentioned before, are the phygital NFTs. What is the first step to create a phygital NFT? Of course, to buy a physical artwork. We work with international art galleries. We buy also, and we have bought, some artworks with Sotheby's, Christie's, and so on. The second step is to create unique digital artworks, but they are licensed, I repeat, because if there is a copyright, we sign an agreement with the artist or the foundation that manages the copyright in order to digitally reproduce in a legal way the physical artwork. Just if we just buy the physical artwork, we have not the right to digitally reproduce the physical one, because the copyright still remains to the artist. We sign an agreement, of course, and we legally reproduce the digital one. We do not take a picture of the physical one and we sell you a JPEG. No. We scan, using a scan 3D with 6K resolution, the artwork. Then, through 3D artists, we create a new digital artwork, based, of course, on the physical one. Together with the artists, together with the foundation, we decided also the number of the digital artwork and so the NFTs that are going to be minted. We work together. Physical artworks, of course, are not stored on our living room. We work with Tier 1 fine art logistical partners in order to guarantee the best safety and quality standard. Through our marketplace that we are going to release very soon, users are going to be able, of course, to buy in a primary market the NFTs, but also to resell it in a secondary one. The second competitive advantage, of course, is the XRPL. We strongly believe, and this is the reason why we are here together, in that blockchain. Why? Because it's the fastest, the cheapest, one of the most scalable blockchain. But XRPL is also one of the most eco-sustainable. We strongly believe in the eco-sustainability. Eco-sustainability is one of our main drivers. And since we want to reduce our carbon footprint, we decided to start our project on one of the best blockchains. The third competitive advantage, of course, is our proprietary marketplace that let us to release very soon, in the first step, phygital NFTs, but in a second step, as we will see very soon, to become a launchpad for art galleries and artists. The fourth is a diversified collection designed to suit all budget and all preferences. I am proud to show you for the first time our collection. This is all artworks that are stored and are ours. The first one on the left is an artwork made by Paul Signac. Paul Signac was the father of the post-impressionist movement. It is called Les Ardieux. On your right, we could see Nicoise and Costume Local. That was made by Berthe Morisot. Berthe Morisot was the first woman that funded the Impressionist movement more than 150 years ago. We have also, in order to diversify, of course, our collection, 3 contemporary artworks. One statue of Pablo Acciugari on Carrara marble. Pablo Acciugari is one of the most important living sculptures. And 2 artworks made by Italian art. We are Italian, and of course, we introduce in our collection also 2 artworks made by 2 Italian artists. One is made by Enzo Fiore, and the other one, the US flag, is made by Mario Arlati. That is one of the most important Italian living painters. The last competitive advantage is our proprietary algorithm made in collaboration with Accenture Italy that let us, since it using a GAN technique, to create Tier 1 digital artworks. Probably most of you know Refika Doll that use the AI to reproduce new artworks. We are working in a similar way. We feed the algorithm with data coming from the artist, his life, his history, but also picture of the artworks. The algorithm works for lots of time, then it creates new Tier 1 artwork, strongly tied to the physical one and to the physical artist. Now, together with Accenture Italy, we have already created 5 artworks, and we are going to create other 5 that we are releasing in the next month. The ecosystem of Aesthetes is a comprehensive ecosystem. As I mentioned before, very soon we are going to release our phygital marketplace. That is going to be followed by Collateral. That is going to be a marketplace for purely digital artists. And when I say artists, I mean artists. Not monkeys and so on. Real artists applied to the digital world, I mean. We have also released 2 tools. One of them is our NFT visualizer. We released it, the first one, in November, working with the XLS 16. Now, in March, we have released it, one working on DevNet with the upcoming standard. We have already released an NFT minter working on DevNet that it will be updated, of course, like the visualizer, very soon. What are our future steps? As I mentioned before, we want to become a launchpad for art and design, for artists and art galleries, toward the metaverse. We want to let art galleries to organize custom virtual tours, purchase experience as if it is in presence. We want to let artists to organize on our platform laboratories, one-to-one meetings, private event or vernissage, but also in collaboration with art schools and academia, even master classes and workshop. At the end, we want to let other shareholders to join the fine art in order to spread their content. This is our team. Thanks. We have more or less 3 minutes. If you have any question.
When are you going to release the first AI-generated piece of art and stuff?
Okay, when we have already produced 5 artworks. We are going to, the first step is to release the marketplace, the phygital marketplace. Then we are going to release also, we start to release, we have a roadmap with Accenture, and we are going to release together this kind of, and they are digital artworks, just digital artworks.
So it's like inspired by all the information the AI gathers?
Yeah, for example, we have 5 of them that we fed with a lot of data coming from the Impressionism and Post-Impressionism artists, since we have 2 physical artworks coming from Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. We fed them. It worked for a long time, and we produced 5 artworks by themselves. So the algorithm learned, and since we fed with a lot of data, imaging of other artworks and so on, it created new artworks. Then with also other AI algorithm, we create 5 video that is a length of 15 minutes each, with a latent video. And probably we will sell it also on through auction houses, like other similar players are doing. We'll see, of course, on our marketplace. But since we are, of course, also producer and not just an infrastructure, we will propose our digital content through our marketplace, but also through private auction houses. Okay, no. Essentially, when you buy a phygital NFT by us, okay, you have the ownership of 100% ownership of a licensed digital asset, okay, that I mentioned before, and at the same time, we recognize to you, okay, the fractional ownership of the physical one. Okay, so you could decide to resell it on our platform, but also you could decide to withdraw the token and do whatever you want, sell on your DEX and so on. If you sell, for example, to another guy, the fractional ownership still until the communion, okay, still is living. Okay, we recognize to him the ownership, and he has to claim us the ownership. If you buy, okay, I end. If you buy the 100% of that phygital artworks, you can redeem, since it is yours, the physical one. In the meantime, you still continue to have the licensed digital artworks. That is will forever. And you can sell, trade, sell, and so on, transfer. Thank you very much.